Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I will be doing the part 2 or video 2 of the 5x5 grid, the anime, manga, light novel, your top, that community event thing that I'm doing. I don't know what to call it. That video, this is part 2 of it. In the previous video, I did the first 4 submissions including mine. Now today I will try to do a few more, and I'll probably have to do another video after this because it's taking a while, like actually going through like 25 series individually talking about them. It's taking a while, so this is part 2 of the video. So let's see how many I can cover in this video, and yeah, let us begin. So if you guys remember, I was kind of ranking them as well according to my tastes. For now, Zenon is at the top, then we have Attila, and then Marehiro. Now let's see what more additions, like where if some other list or submission catches my fancy, and if someone is going to is able to go to the top spot. Let's see. All right, so the first submission for today's video is from Wenli-chan. I'm going to read the text first, then I'm going to go into the submission. So anime, The Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Okay, Ashita no Joe, Bochi the Rock, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Sousou no Frieren, Sangatsu no Lion, Nichijou, Seishun Butai Yoro wa, so basically the Bunny Girl Senpai, yeah. Kaguya-sama, Ore ga Eru, Kimi no Todoke. Okay. Light novel is Classroom of the Elite. Welcome to the NHK. Okay, don't really hear that name. Toki Toki Bosoto, oh, Roshi Dere. Then Slime, Otomegame no Hanamitsu Flag. Okay, 86. Okay, then manga Oyasumi Pum Pum, Guns, Spy Family, and Dun Da Dun. Okay, games Halo 3, Halo, ODST, GTA 4, GTA 5. Right. Okay, a good balance: anime, light novel, manga, and games. So let me go to the picture. So this is the picture or the submission. So the first one is The Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Now I have I feel like this is like one of the quite an old anime, because I've been seeing this from when I started anime, watching anime. I've been seeing this from then, and it's still ongoing, I think. So it's quite it's like an ongoing type of anime, and I've actually heard really good stuff about it. Even though I myself haven't checked it out, from other people I've heard a lot of things. We kind of the thing about this show is that it's just that people don't really talk about it, but when I see a few people mentioning it, I see that they're saying like good things about it. And obviously in the my anime list and anime list, it has a very high rating, and this is one thing I think I very much believe, that if a show doesn't really get that much mentioned, that means that show is good, because people always nitpick about stuff which they don't like. So when people like something, we barely see any type of post of that, unless until it's like extremely popular or something. If it's like a very like a good show, but there's like a very limited people watching it, we don't hear it getting mentioned or anything, which is a proof of that show being actually so good. For example, Sangatsu no Lion as well. At least I don't hear people talking about it, but it's so good. So I feel like this is the same with Legend of the Galactic Heroes as well. I don't really know how many episodes it is. I think it has quite a big amount of episodes. But since I've heard a lot of people talk about it and everything, I'm assuming it's quite good. So it's nice to see this here, even though I myself haven't watched it. Okay, then we have this was what's the name? I'm forgetting the name. Ashita no Joe, isn't it? Yeah. A boxing anime. Yeah. Now if you guys know, I don't really watch sports or boxing related stuff. There's a lot of really good boxing shows I've heard. For example, there's another one, I'm forgetting the name, I just covered it in the previous episode. Oh no, what was the name? A very popular one. God damn it, I'm forgetting the name. Great, I've forgotten the name. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm trying to talk about. There's another show, boxing, which is Hajime no Ippo, isn't it? I think so. That's boxing, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Which is extremely popular. But you know, like I don't really go for these type of shows, so I've never really watched them. But I've heard that these are quite good. So you know, it's good to see this here. I think like someone else also, I think it was Zenon also put another like boxing show. So you know, yeah. So there you go. Uh, this is here. Nice. Bochi the Rock. Okay. Nice. I really love Bochi the Rock. And the thing is that I feel like Bochi the Rock humor is a very interesting type of humor. I've heard people say that, you know, the humor is okay, but I myself, including a few other people, a few of the oddballs, love this type of humor. It has a very Bochi the Rock have a very like, you know, like a dry type of humor where, you know, like kind of it's a thing that I feel like a lot of people don't really laugh at, but for me and a few other people who really like dry humor, it's beautiful to me, you know. And I feel like Bochi the Rock is a show that I obviously had like, you know, like I didn't really have any type of, you know, like expectations about it. And then it came out and there was like, I'm like, damn, this is actually pretty damn good. So I'm, you know, this has a seal of approval. I'm glad this is here. You know, someone needed to mention Bochi the Rock, and hopefully we get another season very quick. I'm waiting for it. Okay, the next one, Neon Genesis Evangelion. I already talked about it in the previous video, but yeah, Neon Genesis Evangelion is a show, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows. Even people who don't watch anime knows. I'm pretty sure about this show. So you know, like, and it's well deserved because it's a really good show. You know, I myself have watched it. It's a bit confusing, you know, most of the times, but when you kind of get to the core of it, it's a very deep show. It's a very, you know, like a show that kind of makes you think, like, that kind of thing. And I like those type of shows, even though half of the things probably won't goes over my head. You know, I still enjoy it. But you know, like I already talked about this in the other video. Someone else also put this in, you know, Neon Genesis Evangelion in as well. And yeah, gets a seal of approval. Definitely deserves to be here. And then we have So no Frieren. And wait, this is anime or manga? Anime, okay. So no Frieren is a new edition. I'm talking about the anime. The manga has been ongoing for a while, as far as I know. And yeah, it has been fantastic. Like, this is a show that I feel like I don't know what to say, but this is a show I feel like we've barely seen season 1, but I feel like it has a, like, you know, as I've heard from other people that it gets better and better. I feel like it was needed to have a show like this in the anime community. Like, because all I see every single season is like a shonen show just dominating. Like, don't get me wrong, I like shonen shows, but I don't like them enough that they like they will always be at the top. No, I don't think there's any shonen show that is at the top of my list. I have my top 10 lists. None of the shonen shows are there. I like shonen shows, but you know, I feel like shonen shows are just too, like, what can I say, like, too not up to my taste, you know, like that kind of thing. So you know, like seeing like a fantasy, like, you know, like a show like this, which is very, like, you know, like thought provoking, and you know, you think about a lot of things when you watch this show, and it like covers a lot of, like, you know, things like loss, and you know, like moving on, you know, and keeping someone in your memory, you know, like that type of things, and you know, like goes through like the lifespan of an elf, and you know, like that, like, and how people connect, these type of things, alongside obviously beautiful, like, you know, battles, and you know, a really good world building. um I think we needed this, you know, and I hope to God, you know, that we get, like, hopefully we get more, like, you know, a quicker season 2, like, you know, season 2 announcement comes in quick. And I wish to see this dominating everything, you know, because obviously I myself like the show, that's why I want this here, but I think it is required, you know, like, because anime has been always dominated by the shonen shows, and I never really liked that, because there's so many other shows that deserves way more than certain shonen shows just gets in the popularity, and they never get because of that, you know. So I feel like this is a start, you know, like, this is a start in the correct direction, at least in my opinion. Like, we're actually getting shows at the top which deserves to be at the top, you know, not the same as copy paste, like, you know, like plot of, like, you know, like same thing over and over again, you know, like that kind of thing. But anyways, like I'm actually so much glad that this show is here, and it's so much popular, and I want it to get even more popular. So yeah, Soso no Frieren, absolutely agree with this. 100% seal of approval. There you go. We have Sangatsu no Lion. Yeah, I've already talked to this. This is one of my favorites as well. Like absolutely amazing show. It is just, what can I say? It has so like it has a very beautiful story. I would like to say. Like it's kind of depressing sometimes when you get to know more about the main character, about the struggles that he goes through and everything. But it's beautiful in the sense that we can see him actually trying to get over that and move on and make a better life for himself. Like I've already said this, I'm a sucker for these type of stories, self-improvement stories, where a character, gets up and decides to change, or change for the better and be someone, like who can be proud of themselves, that kind of thing. And yeah, and this show is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I hope, I don't know when we're going to get it, a season three, but good God, it's just I don't know why we're not getting a season three. Hopefully someday, you know. Then we have Nichijou. Yes. Oh, I forgot to say. Yeah, seal of approval, 100%. And we have Nichijou. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Nichijou is amazing. it's. I feel like the humor in Nichijou. I think the humor in most comedy animes is very. I would say it differs from person to person. Some people might like this type of humor. Some people might not like this type of humor. But for me, I like this type of humor. It's just it's just odd humor. Like you don't know what to expect. And Nichijou is like the definition of that. Like random stuff happening, characters doing random things, and just like absolute chaos. So, and what's funny about Nichijou? It actually has a story. Like it seemed like everything's just like random scenes, but then as we keep watching it, I remember seeing, like, by the mid of the story, it actually connects properly, and the two sides that we were seeing of two sets of characters, they actually come together. I really like that. I remember that when those two sets of characters that we are always seeing, the two groups, which I always thought they will always be two groups, they kind of, there's like a bridge forms and they connect together, and like the story kind of becomes like a whole thing. And it also, like I said, it actually has a story, which is very interesting, which I wasn't really expecting when I started watching Nichijou. I was like, oh, it's just going to be like a random, like haha, like funny things. I kind of expected it to be like the daily life of high school boys, which isn't really a story much about. It's just like fun and like high school boys doing high school boys things, that kind of thing. I thought it was going to be like that, like story, like comedy parts, here and there. But it actually has like a nice little story. Like as far as I could understand. So yeah, Nichijou definitely deserves to be here. Seishun Butayaro or Bunny Girl Senpai. Yeah, I like it. Wait, anime, isn't it? Yeah, anime. Okay. I like the show, but I guess I wouldn't really put it in my top list. Yeah, it's a really good show, and it's like I really liked it as well. But for me at least, I wouldn't really put it in my top list. So that kind of thing. But anyways, it is, I can see this being in the top of someone else's list. But yeah, it's a good show. I enjoyed it myself, and it has like story, multiple story, like arc kind of thing, like each kind of dealing with one particular character, and it goes on like that, covering different characters, which really reminded me of Monogatari, and how like the style of storytelling. But yeah, in the end, it's a good show. It has some really nice things and everything. I did really like. I watched the movie as well. I love the movie as well. The movie is actually quite good. But overall, I wouldn't really put it in my top list. But I can see this being in someone else's top list. So yeah. Next is Kaguya-sama Love is War, and yeah, I agree with this being here. Kaguya-sama is a really good story. The anime that we've been watching, and I think it has ended, hasn't it? The manga, I think so. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like in the rom-com department, Kaguya-sama definitely is one of the top shows. For a few people, it might actually be the top rom-com show. For me, at least, it's not really the top number one rom-com show, but it is in the top 5, or like something like that at least. I wouldn't really put it at number 1, but it's in the top 5, that kind of thing. But yeah, like being top 5 definitely deserves to be here in this list. So I agree with Kaguya-sama being here. Yes. So there you go. Next is Oregairu, definitely. I have it on my list as well, and I can see like Oregairu actually is quite popular among a lot of people as well. Like I think like how many? I saw 3 submissions, 4 if you include mine, in the previous video, and I think like 2 of them, or 3 if you include mine, has Oregairu. So this is the 3rd list I think that has Oregairu. No, sorry, 4th list, which is kind of interesting because I wasn't expecting Oregairu to be this popular because I don't really hear much people talking about it. But it is still, for me, it is like one of the top shows. So, it's nice to see it here again. So yeah, definitely 100% seal of approval. Next, I think we're going on to the manga, Oyasami Punpun, I think. This one. Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah, Oyasumi Punpun, yeah. First manga. I think this is Oyasumi Punpun, isn't it? Yeah. Right. This is a manga that I've heard so much about. I never read it. You know why? Because I know it's freaking depressing. And like there's one thing like about gore and other stuff, but emotional like mangas that like hit you emotionally, I'm like not even like that. I'm this is the thing. In me, in my head at least, there's different style of emotional damage that you can get. For example, there's the style of Clanad or Anohana type emotional damage, which is pure sadness and just helplessness. Like, god damn it, why did this happen? You Lie in April type style, like Clanad, You Lie in April, Anohana type of emotional damage that you can have. I'm okay with those. I'm okay with those. And then there is stuff like Oyasumi Punpun type emotional damage. Even though I haven't read it, I do know what type it is. It's like a dark, what can I call it? Like it's a very uncomfortable type of emotionally, it hits you. And I'm not comfortable with those type of things at all. So even though I knew it is, or I know that it is really good, I never got enough courage to start it. Or read it, but I do know it is one of the best written mangas. But yeah, it's probably not for me, so I never read it. But yeah, I can see this being here, so I can agree with this. There you go. Even though I myself haven't read it. Then we have 86. Wait, 86 is light novel, I'm assuming. Yep, 86 light novel. Now, the thing about 86, I actually watched season 1. I had never got the time to watch season 2, and it always is there. Like one of those shows that you always are like, oh, I know this show is really good. I'll watch it later. I don't have enough time now. It has been like that for me forever. I still haven't watched season 2. So I will do it though. However, in the future, I mean, I might need to rewatch season 1 along with that as well, because I've forgotten everything about season 1. But yes, 86 is a show that as far as I could understand from watching season 1, it is actually really good, and it definitely deserves to be here. And I'm seeing here it's like light novel category, so I'm assuming you're talking about the light novel. I do not know how much the light novel is better than the anime or anything like that, but I'm assuming it being a light novel, it'll obviously have way more details to it, so it's probably better than the anime. So yeah, I can see 86 being here, definitely. So there you go. Then we have Classroom of the Elite, and I'm assuming light novel because I don't think anyone likes the anime, at least people who read the light novel. Anime only is probably only like the anime. Where is it? Here we go. Yep. This is such an unfortunate scenario. I feel like this is a show that I don't know, whoever is the person making the decisions that adapt it like this, they're just I don't like them at all, because I've heard and I've also read a few of the those videos where you have, oh, these are the differences between the light novel and the anime, or these are the things that you've got. I've watched a few of them, and the amount of details they skip is absolutely astonishing. Yeah, I know, like, adaptations are never faithful in that sense. Nobody can adapt every single thing, but this show, I feel like it's like goes overboard with it, in my opinion. Now, like, since I'm an anime only watcher, I don't have that much of a problem with it, because I've only watched the anime and that's all I know about. I can take it very, I'm more okay with it. But I've seen people who have read the light novel being so frustrated with the anime. So yeah, light novel is absolutely amazing as far as I've heard from them. And I do know that this, like, light novel is actually like the top, like, like, grossing light novels in Japan. It's always like on the top 10 or something, as far as I know. So I do know this is, like, definitely really, really, really good. And the fact that even if the anime skips so much, the anime is also quite good, makes me realize that it could have been so much better if they actually adapted it properly. So it's such a shame. But yeah, I can definitely see this being here, and I agree with it. But if it was the anime, I wouldn't agree with it. I would be like, no, in no way. I've heard, like, like, stuff about the adaptation. In no way the anime deserves to be here. But yeah, the light novel, I can agree with it 100%. From what I've heard, I feel like Classroom of the Elite is like the type of, like, like I can understand people who've read the light novel's frustrations, because it's the same for me in cases of visual novels. Like, there's a few visual novels that I absolutely love and adore, and then we have the adaptation butchering it and completely dragging it through the mud, destroying it. And I'm like, what? Why? I can understand your feelings. I also have the same feeling for visual novel adaptations. So, I can understand it. But yeah. Okay, next is Spy Family. I'm assuming manga, or is it anime? Yeah, manga. There you go. Right. Now, Spy Family, I would say, like, obviously, like, I can see Spy Family being at the top of the list for a lot of people. But it's a type of a show that is not really for me. I like the show, but I wouldn't say it deserves to be in my list. It would be at the top. It's okay in my opinion. Like, a little bit better than okay. Like, if average was 7, I would probably give Spy Family 7.5. That kind of thing. So that kind of situation it is. So I don't really agree, and like, I'm guessing obviously the manga is a bit ahead than the anime as well, I'm assuming. But from what I've watched from the anime, yeah, it's okay. It has its good parts. It has its good, but there's majority of it, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'm guessing it's probably because of the fact that it tries to balance both slice of life and action. I think, like, it kind of, it doesn't, like, really like, appeal to me, because for me, like, like, slice of life is slice of life, action is action. When they try to, like, mix those two together, it becomes like a weird type of, like, like a combination that at least I wasn't able to find appealing in my, like, things. But it's still an okay show. It has really good animations, like, and it has a decent enough story. But that's it. Other than that, like, I can see it being on top of other people's list, but for me, it's not really it. Okay, then we have Dan Dan Dan. I think that's the name. Wait, what is the name? Dan Dan. No, Dan Da Dan manga. Now, I've heard about this so much, and it's getting an anime, so I'm really looking forward to it. I will react to it as well, because I've always had my eyes on this. I think I do know. I think this is actually, the author is actually Chainsaw Man's assistant, isn't it? Something like that I've heard. Like, Chainsaw Man's Tatsumi, like, Tatsuki Fujimoto. Wait, what was his name? That was his name, isn't it? Tatsuki Fujimoto? Yeah. His assistant is the author of this, as far as I know. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, don't quote me on this. I'm not 100% sure, but it's something like that, as far as I've heard. And I heard from other people that this show is quite good, and obviously the ratings itself speaks for, and I've seen the trailers as well. It looks really interesting, so I'm looking forward to the anime. But yeah, I can see this being at the top, because I've heard a lot of people say a lot of good things about it. So yeah. Okay, the next is, I think, NHK ni Yokoso. I think this is one is, yeah. Where is it? Yeah, welcome to NHK. Light novel, interesting. Like I've watched the anime quite a while ago. I don't really remember that much. I remember enjoying it. But light novel, okay, interesting. I I don't know. I cannot really speak because I haven't read the light novel. And like I said, I've watched it quite a long while ago, so I don't even remember the anime properly. But I can see this being here as well. So, yeah. Okay. Next we have Alia or Roshidere. And I'm guessing manga? No. Oh no, sorry, not manga, sorry, light novel. What am I saying? Not manga. Light novel. Yeah, Roshidere. Light novel. Okay, this is the show that is we're getting now, the anime adaptation. The two episodes that I've watched were really interesting, especially episode 2. So I'm very much interested in seeing where this goes. But I've heard a lot of good things about it, and a lot of interesting things. People discuss about this in my Discord, and even though I don't really read the discussions because obviously, like I feel like I'm gonna get spoiled or something like that. Yeah, I still like I see people talking about it a lot, and from that in itself, it kind of gives me the impression that yeah, this is really good, and people also praise it a lot. So I can see this being here. I agree with it, even though I myself am barely starting the anime. So there you go. Next we have Slime, and I am assuming is it the manga or the anime? Let me check. Light novel. Oh, Slime has a light? Ah, I see. I don't know. I always thought Slime's source material was a manga. Okay, never mind. Okay, light novel. Okay, okay. Oh, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like, obviously not a manga. Yeah. You know what? I kind of mixed it up with something else. Never mind. Yeah. So, there you go. Yeah, I can see this being here as well because, as far as I've seen and as far as I've watched, the first few seasons, like the latest season that is ongoing. I still haven't watched it. I will watch it. I'll binge it later. But the amount the up until this season that I've watched, Slime is very interesting. It is definitely one of my top isekai shows. And yeah, I can see the light novel being here, so I can agree with this 100%. Guns. Now I've heard a lot of things about Guns. I haven't ever read it. I think manga this is. Yeah, there you go. I haven't really read it, so I cannot say much about it, but I've heard quite a few things about it, so I cannot really speak much about this. So yeah. Then we have Kimi ni Todoke, I think. Uh, where is it? Okay. Yeah. Kimi no Todoke. Okay, anime, isn't it? Yeah. We will be getting I think season 3 or is it 4? I'm not 3, I think, isn't it? Yeah, which we'll be getting this season. I remember watching Kimi no Todoke back when it aired. No, not back when it aired. Not that. But quite a while ago when I started anime. That's when I watched it, and like it was good. Like I don't really like watching shoujo animes that much because of the unnecessary drama that it has. But I remember Kimi no Todoke didn't really have any type of drama. It is like like a quite a like a wholesome type of show, and it was one of the shows that I really enjoyed, even though I don't really enjoy watching shoujo animes or reading shoujo mangas. So it was one of the exceptions. So like I can see this being here, and obviously since the latest season will be coming out, I will have to rewatch the first 2 seasons because I don't remember anything about it. So yeah, maybe I'll get to know again, like like the memories will get like refreshed and everything. So okay, I can see this being here. I've heard a lot of also other people saying good things about this. So yeah, like the thing is, the Kimi no Todoke is like that show which I started back when I started anime, like like almost like 10 years ago or something, or maybe 8 years ago, because the first few years of watching anime I actually like binged like Naruto and stuff, all the shonens I binged. It took me a while to binge all the shonens, except One Piece. I never started it because it was so big even then. But like, and then after like exhausting all the shonens except One Piece, I started with the rom-com shows, and I remember watching the first rom-com show that I watched. No, I remember watching Shakugan no Shana after watching all the the shonens, except One Piece. Shakugan no Shana, because I remember Shakugan no Shana used to come on television and I used to watch it, and I was like, damn, let me watch it now, and so I watched that, and then I watched the other few, like I think like I watched Zero no Tsukaima, Toradora, and then I started the romance anime watching. And then one of the, like I used to like search on the internet and be like, oh, which one is good, and I used to get the recommendations, and Kimi no Todeke was one of those, and that's when I watched it. So it's quite a while ago. I don't really remember anything. Anyways, yeah. Next is this Otome no Hametsu Flag, or whatever the hell this name is. Wait, light novel or anime? Wait a minute. Light novel. Okay. Yeah. You know what? This is quite good. I think the main character's name I remember, Catalina or something. And I think this is like the show or the anime that was adapted, which brought in the whole otome villainess trope, not trope, sorry, style of animes adaptations that we're getting nowadays. And you know what, this is one like style of like anime that I actually quite enjoy, even though I myself am not really like that keen in watching otome type shows where it's like or like shoujo type shows. This otome villainous type shows is something that I actually enjoy. I don't know why, but I really enjoy it. It's probably because usually like the villains are like these ojo-samas who have this hot. I really like the one type of characters I absolutely love in anime is ojo-sama type of characters, and I absolutely love them. With their ho 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 type of laughs. I feel like that's probably the reason why I actually like these type of shows, because most of them have those type of characters as the main character, and I really like that. But yeah, this is the show I think that brought in this type of shows or popularized it in anime, and it's actually quite a funny and a really good show. I really liked it. I've only watched the anime though, but I can imagine the light novel being as good. So yeah. Okay, next is Halo. I think this is Halo, isn't it? Yeah. Where is it? Halo 3. Yep. Halo 3. I haven't really played Halo. I know it's, even though I'm a gamer, not playing Halo is a weird thing, but I never played it. But I've heard a lot of things about it, so I can see Halo being here. Then we have GTA 4. Yeah, GTA 4 is quite good. Like I played it myself. It's really good. And yeah, like the thing is, like for me, I've only I think I've played most of the GTAs. And I feel like anyone who plays video games, most of them have played all of the GTAs at least. I haven't really played 1 or 2 though. I haven't really played 3. I would say I've just played a little bit of it. I started playing GTA with GTA Vice City, then I played GTA San Andreas. GTA Vice City and San Andreas were a big part of my childhood. I used to go every single. I remember completing GTA San Andreas at least 3 times, even though it was so big. I used to keep playing it. Yeah. So then I played GTA 4, and then obviously GTA 5, and now we're all waiting for GTA 6. And then we have Halo. What is this? ODST. Again, like I said, I haven't played Halo, any of them, so I cannot really say much, but I do know it's quite good. And GTA 5, I can also agree GTA 5 being here. Both of them are really good, like gameplay wise, story wise, both of them are quite good. So yeah, overall, I would say this is a very solid list. It has a good balance of anime, light novel, and manga. Some really good choices as well. Like a few of them that I myself personally agree. Like the ones that I myself from the bottom of my heart, like personally, like really agree, whatever you call it, is Frieren, Sangatsu, Oregairu, and GTA, the GTA series. Yeah, these are the few that I'm like, yeah, definitely. And a few of them that I'm like, yeah, you know what, I can see that being here. I like Bocchi, Neon Genesis, Nichijou, all of these that I already mentioned. So yeah, overall, it's a really good list. I would probably give it like an 8 or an 8.5. So your ranking will probably be below Xenon. I cannot really put you above Xenon because I feel like Xenon's list is way more suited to my taste. So yeah, there you go. I've updated the ranking. So for now you're number 2. Okay, now let me go to the next one. Okay, next one is FuzenKazura. Okay, let me read it first, then I'm going to go to the pictures. Video game, Fate Stay Night, visual novel, okay. Fate Grand Order, okay. Novel is Fate Stay Night. Novel, wait, what? Fate Stay Night. Oh, Garden of Avalon. Okay, sorry, I didn't read the whole thing. Okay, so I'm guessing this is like the light novel or something. Okay. Manga, Rosario the Vampire, Season 2. Season 2. Wait, there's Season 2 in mangas as well? I don't know, I haven't watched. I have watched Rosario the Vampire, but I haven't really read the anime or anything. Anyways, Yamada Kuntun 7 Nananin no Majo. Okay, I can see that being here as well. I think the manga's ended quite a while ago. Yeah. Anime Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Okay. Fate Stay Night Heaven's Field 1, Heaven's Field 2. I feel like you could have put all of these in the same category, because like not like that, but like Heaven's Field, all of them you could have put in in one. I would have been okay with it. So, but yeah, Unlimited Blade Works is different. Heaven's Field is different. Just that. I don't think yeah, it's fine. Though I agree. Fate Khaled Sekano Chikai. Wait. Oh, this is the one of the seasons, I think. Yeah. No, this is the movie, I think. I cannot remember. Okay. Sakura Sono Pet no Kanojo. Okay. Naruto Shippuden. Again, you could have just put Naruto in the same category. I would have agreed, took it. No need to yeah, but it's fine. Kokoro Connect. Oh, damn! I barely hear people talking about this. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh. I haven't really watched Yu-Gi-Oh. So Monogatari. Again, all of them could have been in the one, because I myself did it like that. I just put Bakemonogatari's face in it, and every single that means every single one of the Bakemonogatari's franchise. Because if I had to put like that, breaking it up like that, I feel like all 25 of my spot would have been filled with Bakemonogatari. So I cannot do that. So I would have took every single thing in one. So yeah. Anyways, so Bakemonogatari Monogatari Season 2, Kizu Monogatari, and Owari Monogatari 2. Okay. And then we have Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Okay. Kano Kyokai Movie 5. Okay. Hunter x Hunter. Okay. Nananin no Yamada Kunto no. Oh, so both manga and anime. Okay. Mob Psycho 103 Season 3 and Mushoku Tensei. Right. Okay. So there you go. Now let me talk about this. Like I said, I would have accepted, like I said, where's Bakemonogatari? Where is it? This one, then we have this one. I would have accepted all of them at the same, because like I said, I am such a huge Monogatari fan. I feel like if I actually separated them, every single spot would have been filled with Monogatari. So obviously I cannot do that. That would be, yeah. So that's why in my list, I put Monogatari there, like Bakemonogatari, and that's it. It comprises everything Monogatari has, something like that. I would have accepted it like that as well, but it's fine, I guess. Okay, so let's talk about it from the beginning. Fate Stay Night. I'm guessing this is a visual novel. Yeah, visual novel. I think. Let me still double check. Yeah, Fate Stay Night visual novel. Yeah, okay, I agree with it. Obviously, even though I don't really remember that much about the Fate route, because I haven't really replayed it. I'm just waiting for the upcoming new remake visual novel that we're going to get, and then I'll reread everything again. Anyways, but yeah, I agree with the visual novel. Even though I don't really have it on my list, I can agree with it. It's it's one of the novels that I myself read back when I started, and I really loved the atmosphere. I really loved everything about it, and obviously me being a huge Fate fan, definitely I agree with this being here. Then we have Rosario the Vampire 2, I think. Yeah. Now I don't know. Is this a manga or is this a manga? Yeah. Right. So I have watched the anime, but back again. This is what I'm talking about. Back when I started anime, I actually I used to do a Google search and be like, what new anime can I watch or something like that, and I used to read the recommendations, and that's how I used to watch new animes. So it's back then when I watched this. Um, okay, I would say it was okay. Like, not really. Like, it really reminds me, like, now we also have another show like Rosario to Vampire nowadays, which is Irumakun. Like when I watched Irumakun, I got really reminded. I was like, damn, this whole style really reminds me of Rosario and Vampire. So yeah, it's an okay type show. I wouldn't really call it really good, or like putting it on the top list. But then again, I have no clue about the manga. I have no clue, and I've actually heard that the manga is actually better than the anime, which is obviously true most of the time. So I can't really speak about the manga though. So anime, it was okay for me. It wasn't really that noteworthy. But who knows? Maybe the manga is actually like leagues better than the anime or something like that. So I couldn't really speak about this. So I'm going to yeah, not speak about it. Then we have Unlimited Blade Works. Yeah. So Unlimited Blade Works, I think I've said this in the previous video. In my opinion, the best story-wise route is obviously Heaven's Feel, and then I have Unlimited Blade Works with me. But since I am such a big Rin fanboy, I like Unlimited Blade Works just because with the presence of Rin alone, I enjoy it so much, more than I should enjoy it. I feel like, I feel like the amount of enjoyment people get watching Unlimited Blade Works, it probably gets multiplied into 3 for me just because Rin is there. So I cannot really make like a neutral judgment on this because I'm very much biased towards this route just because of Rin. So yeah, but I can agree with it being here, even though Heaven's Feel, the story is way better than Unlimited Blade Works. But yeah. Okay, next is Fate Grand Order. Yeah, I've said this before. I had it on my list as well. Fate Grand Order is a, like, the story wise, it's a like sometimes it hits, sometimes it's a miss. It's this kind of like thing. There's a few really really good like stories in Fate Grand Order, and then there's a few that completely misses. So in that sense, I shouldn't have put it in my list either because my list comprised of all the top shows that I watch and like enjoy. But like overall, FGO is an integral part of me. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be playing it for like 6 freaking years. So so yeah, like I was like, you know what, I cannot exclude Fate Grand Order. It will be a huge disservice, because I myself am so like into this whole thing. So that's why I put it in my like list as well, and that's why I can agree with this being here as well. Okay, this one is Yamada-kun, I think. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. Yeah. Manga, I'm assuming, from the cover. I haven't read the manga. I've only watched the anime. I haven't really... I thought about when I watched the anime, I thought about reading the manga after that. But then I never got the time, to continue the manga. So again, I can't really speak much about it. But from what I've watched the anime, the little that I remember of it when I watched it, yeah, it was quite good, But again, I cannot speak much because I don't know much about the manga. So yeah, I'm going to refrain from speaking much about it. Then we have Fate Stay Night novel, and this is called Garden of Avalon. Now, wait, is this like a... You know what? Let me just check. Garden of Avalon. What is this novel about? Novel about? Like, let me check. You know what? Okay. Novel written by Kinoko Nasu was released with the first Blu-ray set of Ufotable Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works anime. Oh. Retells the events of the Arthurian legend through various characters. Oh, I see. In the Flower of the Garden, Morning of the Choice, Story of Nights, Day of Kamalan, in the Flower Garden. Interesting. I see. So this is basically like the Round Table Knights and and Arthur's like taking the king, like obviously Artoria, not Arthur, I guess, in this situation. Artoria taking the throne, like taking out the sword of selection, and then like becoming king, and the round table knights and the whole like mess with Lancelot, I'm assuming, with Guinevere and all that, and then the whole situation with Mordred, Battle of Camelon, her dying, or like having a mortal wound, then Bedivere coming and like being with her for the last moments of her life and returning the sword back to the lake, and Artoria going to Avalon. I'm assuming this is basically that, the whole thing. Interesting. So it has a like so Nasu made a novel on it. Okay. Right. Again, I cannot really speak about it because I didn't even know something like that existed. Okay. All right. You know what? Just because it is fate, I'd probably give this approval. So yeah. Then we have Naruto Shippuden. I'm assuming from the looks. Again, I would have been okay with Naruto being in one slot. I would have been okay with it. But I guess Naruto Shippuden are different. Yeah. But okay. So yeah, I can agree with Naruto Shippuden being here. Even though I've said this before, none of the shonens are in my top list because even though I enjoy watching shonen, I wouldn't really put them in my top lists. But I would say Naruto is kind of special for me because Naruto is something that I grew up with. I used to watch Naruto when I was a little kid in the television. I used to watch it, and yeah, and I guess you could say that Naruto is probably something that made me interested in anime. Because I remember back in the days when I watched like cartoons and stuff. I used to see the anime they used to kind of advertise, in the commercials, and I would be like, oh, I probably wouldn't enjoy these type of things, and I don't know where it came from, but in my head I was like, oh, anime is not good. And then I watched Naruto, and I'm like, okay, what in the what the hell is this? And I was like, damn, is anime like this? And then I got interested in anime. So you could probably, like say that Naruto is something that really made me interested in anime. So in that sense, it's just there in my, it has a special place for me. So yeah, I can agree with Naruto being here. Okay, Sakura no Pet no Kanojo. Now, is this anime or is this the light novel? I think anime. Yeah, anime. Now, I have watched the anime, the whole thing, back in the days. Again, this is during those times that I started watching anime. I don't really remember much, but I do remember the characters though. They were quite memorable for me. And I would say that I remember a lot of people weren't happy with the ending. Like something like that. So even though I was like, yeah, it's fine. For me, it was okay. But I remember a lot of people were pretty damn pissed with the ending. But interesting seeing this here. Um, Overall, I think it's a good show. But I wouldn't really put it in my top list. But I do agree it's a good show. So okay, I can see this being here. Then we have Bakemonogatari. Yeah, 100%. Like there's nothing else to be said about Bakemonogatari. I've talked about it multiple times. I do remember like when I watched Bakemonogatari, it was again back in the days when I wouldn't call it starting anime, but I was like 2 or 3 years in watching anime. Not 3 years, but 2 years I think I was in watching anime. So I was still pretty new, and I remember when I searched recommendations, Bakemonogatari came out, and a lot of people said that, oh, it's a bit difficult for newcomers, especially you have to keep up with the dialogue. And I do remember struggling with the dialogue at the beginning. Obviously, Bakemonogatari is like a completely new style of storytelling, from the other animes that I've watched. You have to actually think and properly, like read the stuff and everything, and there's a lot of other like very subtle wordplay and stuff that you won't be able to get unless and until you are been watching and you've been watching anime for a long time. So I struggled at first, and then little by little I got understood it, and I understood the charm of it, and it became one of my top animes by the end of it. So yeah, definitely Bakemonogatari. I agree, 100%. Then we have, wait, what is this? Um, hmm. What is that? I cannot. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Just a second. I cannot properly see the picture because it's quite small. Let me check in my mobile. It'll be easier to zoom in, I think. Oh, this is Yu-Gi-Oh, isn't it? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Yu-Gi-Oh. And that's why I couldn't recognize it. Because like I said, I haven't really watched Yu-Gi-Oh. So I can't really say anything about this. Okay. Next is Kokoro Connect. Interesting. I don't really hear people talking about Kokoro Connect, but I do remember Kokoro Connect was one of my favorite shows just because of how different it was from other shows. This show's quite different, and it really, like, I don't know, it really made me like it so much just because of that. So wait, I'm guessing anime, or is it? Let me check. Yeah, anime. There you go. So yeah, I don't really remember much about it, but again, this is again back in the days when I was starting watching anime. But still, I do remember it was so unique that it actually became one of my favorite shows. So yeah, I agree with this actually, even though I don't really remember much about Kokoro Connect. But okay, I can see this being here. Right, next we have Mob Psycho. Yeah, 100% agree. Mob Psycho definitely deserves it. It's Mob Psycho, isn't it? Wait a minute. Yeah, 100%. Deserving to be here. Nothing much needs to be said about Mob Psycho. I'm sure everybody knows. And yeah, it's a really great show. And yeah, I can see it being here. Then we have, okay, there you go. It's a movie. Yeah, Prisma Ilia, the movie of where we get to see like Shiro and all that. Um, yeah, this one was a really really good movie in the Khaled Liner like series, and I feel like this is like like I guess you could say this really brings in like the grim reality of this world and all that, and like we get to see Shiro and all of them, and that whole thing. It was very interesting. I really really liked it. I remember. It was like so. You know what? I can 100% agree. I probably wouldn't have agreed with the like Prisma Ilia series being in the top. It's good, but it probably isn't like for me at least was really putting at the top like list. However, I can agree with the movie though. The movie was actually really good. So yeah, I can agree with that. Hunter x Hunter, yeah, definitely agree with Hunter x Hunter. Who wouldn't? Hunter x Hunter is like really one of the best shonens, and one of the shonens which is very unique, very different, not like the other typical shonens. It's it's very unique. Um, and yeah, so there you go. Yeah, definitely agree. Tengen Toppa Lagan. I watched Tengen Toppa Lagan. However, for me, I would say I've heard a lot of people love this show to bits. They're like absolutely crazy about this. I know, but I never really liked it in that way. Like that much though. It's okay for me. Like it's an okay show. It's a good show. I would probably say, but for me, it's not really like top tier material. But I've heard a lot of people really love this show, so I can see this being here. But I myself personally wouldn't really put it. Anime, I'm guessing. Yeah, there you go. And then we have, what is this? Kano Kyokai? Yeah, movie 5. Okay, yeah, 100% agree. Kano Kyokai is definitely deserving of this, and I think I said this in one of the previous videos that I kind of will have to rewatch Kano Kyokai because I've forgotten a lot of the things. I do remember, like a lot of the things actually went over my head, but now that I'm a bit more well versed with the Type Moon world and the franchise, and I know a lot of other things, I feel like it'll be a lot more easier for me and a lot more enjoyable than I watched it back when I had no clue about it, anything about it. So, and I do remember movie 5. Wait, isn't movie 5 that movie where we have the, let me check. Kara no Kyokai movie 5. Isn't this that movie where we have that dude come in who looks like Shiro, I think? The one with the red hair. Wait, movie 5, isn't it? Just a minute. Kara no Kyokai. Yeah. Movie 5, yeah. Okay, just a minute. Oh, my internet is acting weird. Just a second. Movie 5, Mujun Rasen, I think. Yeah, that's the name. Yep, it's that one movie. Yeah. Okay, I agree with it because I remember when I watched it, I was I was like, damn, this is so good. Like all the movies are really good, but I feel like I remember like movie 5 actually like being more prominent in my head. So yeah. Then we have Naruto. Yeah, now again, like I said, Naruto is like if even though I wouldn't really put it at the top list, it is actually quite fun for me, being just because of nostalgia. It has like a special place for me. So yeah, I agree. Monogatari season 2, yeah, definitely, agree. All the Monogatari series, I would agree in a heartbeat. So yeah. Then we have Yamada Kun. Again, I don't really remember much to talk about it, but I wouldn't really put it in my top list. But yeah, then we have Fate, Stay Night, Heaven's Feel 2 and 3, I think. Again, I would have agreed with these being in one, wait. Um, okay, Heaven's Feel 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, all I would have agreed if this was in like in one slot. But you know what? It's fine. Yeah, I've said this, even though Unlimited Blade Works is, I'm a bit biased towards it just because of Rin. Heaven's Feel, I actually really liked the story. It was way more, I guess you could say, interesting than the other two routes. So yeah, definitely agree. Kizumonogatari, yeah, again, anything Monogatari related, I agree. Then we have, what is this? Wait, what is that? Kokoro Connect, Yu-Gi-Oh! Monogatari, Kizumonogatari, Owari Monogatari. Wait, is this Owari? No. Wait, what? Is this Owari Monogatari? Wait a minute. No, wait. Let me look at all of them once again. Just a minute. This is Owari Monogatari? I don't recognize that poster. Wait a minute. Oh, it is. Oh my god. Now that I'm zooming in, I can see it. Okay. Yeah. It's on my PC. I couldn't really properly. Okay. Now that I zoomed in, yeah. Okay. Wait. This is where is it? Owari 2. Okay, ORE 2. Wait a minute, let me think. Which one was ORE 2? ORE 1 was the whole thing with that. Okay, ORE 2 was the one where we get to know the whole thing with Ogi. Yeah, that whole thing. You know what? Yeah. I would probably say ORE 2 is definitely way more like, like obviously I love every single Monogatari. But ORE 2 is probably in that ranking, in Monogatari ranking, if I ranked individually every single like arc and everything, every single season, I would probably put ORE 2 at one of the tops because it actually explains what Oshino Ogi is, and I was mind blown and to see the way they explained it and the way they just revealed what type of character is, and then the whole all the mystery surrounding her gets untangled over there, and I was like, damn, this is genius. So yeah, I can agree again. And then after that, Mushoku Tensei, yeah, 100% agree. I myself had Mushoku Tensei in my list. I've said this before, I'm a really like a sucker for characters who decide to self-improve and change their life, and yeah, Mushoku Tensei fits that. So there you go. Overall, I feel like this is the thing with this list. It's really good just because there's so many that I myself agree with, but at the same time, I feel like if you put like all of this in one slot, like for example Heaven's Feel, you probably would have gotten two more slots to add some more stuff in it, and other things, I'm guessing, or maybe you didn't really have anything to put. That's why you like. I'm not really sure. Maybe that's why you kind of like broken it down to two or three parts. Who knows? But if you had put a few others, I probably would have actually like it would have gotten like a very higher ranking in this list. just because there has been so many that it actually like caters to my like my style as well, like my like like the way I like the animes. However, just because there's like like so many of these series just like repeating, yeah, I would probably have to. Okay, wait a minute. I will give you for now. Um, I'll give you the fourth position for now. Wait, what's your name? FuzenKazura. Okay. For now, you're in number 4. But yeah, it's a good list. It has a lot of shows that I myself personally like. But then again, like I said, like a lot of them are kind of repeating. So I guess if you could have put in a few others in it, it would have been even better. Anyways, that was that. Next, let me go to the next person. Okay, let me read this first. Reality is hard, so I like stress-free anime. Okay, anime Death Note. that is that is so fun. Oh my god. Right. Okay, yeah. Death Note. Stress. Okay, I can understand that. The rest of them are probably slice of lifey. But it's kind of funny that the first one is Death Note. Just after reading that. Okay, anime, Death Note, SAO, Free Rent, Licorice Recoil, okay, Miruko-chan, oh, okay, Call of the Night, okay, Bocchi the Rock, okay, wait, what? Maid Dragon, oh, Kobayashi, okay, Demon Girl Next Door, wait, what is this? Demon Girl Next Door. Okay, wait a minute, I'm going to do that later. Uma Musume, okay, Sleepy Princess the Demon Castle, okay, and Death March to Parallel World, okay, Otaku Elf Uncle from Another World. Wait, is this Isekai Oji-san? I think so. This is Isekai Oji-san, isn't it? I think. Oh, Myriad Colors Phantom World. Interesting. I barely hear people talk about it. Undefeated Bahamut Chronicles. Okay, Dungeon of Black Company. Okay, Overlord. Okay, hero is overpowered but overly cautious. Wow, I am so glad someone put this here. Cautious hero. Yeah. Non-Beauty. Okay, yes. Novel Kino's Journey. Yeah. Okay. Jobs Reincarnation. Eminence in Shadow. Right. Eminence in novel. Wait, Eminence in Shadow is a novel? I didn't know that. I thought Eminence in Shadow is manga, isn't it? I'm not really sure. Okay, okay, let me know. Game Pokemon Black version 2 Pokemon X. Okay. You know what? Very interesting list. I think this is the. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. Because you know what? Even though there isn't like, like the top, like, you know what, when you say like top animes, what do you expect? You expect like shows like that we were seeing up until now. So it's very interesting to see a list which has like some shows which are so like, I guess you could say niche, yeah, like like kind of like not a lot of people watch it, but personally they are quite enjoyable. That's why this is going to be a very interesting list to talk about. Okay, all right, let's start then. First and foremost, Death Note. Now, Death Note is a classic, absolutely amazing show. But you know why I wouldn't really put Death Note in my top list at least? Because I loved Death Note up until a certain point. And then it was still good, but I felt like the whole the whole quality of the way that it was going dropped so hard. I was like, oh, okay. Again, don't get me wrong. Even with the quality, like the drop of the, I'm sure you know what I'm trying to say here, because I'm not trying to like say it loud, because in case it is like a spoiler for people who haven't watched Death Note, and that's why I'm not trying to say it with my mouth. But after a certain point, something happens, and it like like it kind of goes in a, yeah. So because of that, like I said, don't get me wrong. Even the later half, it was still entertaining and enjoyable. But I didn't get the feeling that the first half gave me. You know what's funny? I feel like I would have enjoyed Death Note way more if this whole thing got reversed. If the last half came first, and then the first half came last, it would have been like it started from a lower point to a higher point. Instead, it started from here and then went like this, you know. So this curve like this is way better than this. So in that sense, it kind of like, you know, like kind of, you know, that kind of thing. Because at first it gives you such high expectations of it, and you're like, damn, this is so interesting with, you know, like the first half. And then when something happens to one of the characters, you know, like it then something, you know, that whole thing. So that is only the only reason why I don't really have that note in my top list. But other than that, you know, Light Yagami is probably one of the best characters in a, you know, bad way, you know, in a villainous way. So really good written villain character. Just because of him, I would probably give it like a really good, you know. But if someone else was also there up until the very end, I feel like this would have been a masterpiece. But then again, you know, like it's just a part of the story. Nothing you can do about it, you know. Yeah. But other than that, I would say yeah. Okay, Death Note, I can agree. Even though it wouldn't be on my list, yeah, I can see it being here. SAO. Now, is this the anime? Okay, here's the thing. SAO, I've heard the novel was extremely good, but the anime I think messes up in the Afenham Online part, doesn't it? With the pacing and everything, and the whole plot about, like, you know, Asuna being caught, and you know that whole the you know that thing really didn't appeal to a lot of people, and it didn't appeal to me either. You know, like, I'll be honest, SEO, I enjoy SEO, but I never really liked Alphenheim Online. That part of the first season. The first normal SEO was really good. And then Alphenheim Online comes on, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this ain't it. So for me as well, I wouldn't really put SEO over here. But then after that, we get Gun Gale Online, we get, you know, the other parts of it. What was it? Mother's Rosario and all that. Then we have Alicization, you know, that whole thing as well. Those were all okay for me, you know, but I feel like Alphenheim Online kind of drops the whole thing for me. And you know, overall, I wouldn't really put SO here. At least the anime, I wouldn't put it over here. But I've heard the light novel is actually quite good because it doesn't really suffer from, you know, like the adaptation going, you know, in a bad direction, not like, you know, properly adapting. Those problems are not there in the light novel. So I've heard a lot of people say that, yeah, you guys might not like the anime, but the light novel is actually quite good. But I can see here you've put the anime, so you know, okay, I wouldn't really agree with it myself personally though, but right. And then we have Freeren. Yeah, I definitely agree with this 100%. I've seen, you know, Freeren. We had Freeren in another list as well. Yeah, definitely agree 100%. I talked about Freeren in this video only, so I won't really talk about it that much. But yeah, I agree 100%. Okay, Rico. Yes, definitely. I agree with this. Even though it's not in my list, I can see it being in the top list, and I agree with it as well. Rico is really good. You know, I really enjoyed it, and I've heard that it's getting a season 2, isn't it? I think. Well, I think I was seeing in the news or something. I'm not 100% sure. Like, no, don't quote me on that. But I've heard that it's something like that is happening, which I'm very excited because, you know, Rico was really good. And personally, I really enjoyed it. So nice to see this here. Then we have Meluko-chan. Again, yeah, it's not in my list, but I could see this being here, and I can kind of agree with it as well. Because, yeah, Meluko-chan is really good. It is a little bit of different, you know, like with the whole horror type thing in it. And, you know, I feel like I do remember one thing. It's been a while I've watched the anime, but I do remember, like, you know, one thing, like, you know, one of my experience while watching it is that I remember the way the ghosts were done were very interesting. You know, it seemed like they have like a mystery behind them, and the patterns with that where they work and the way they kind of do things, it has a pattern to it and a very interesting mystery to it, you know, which I really liked because I didn't really find this type of thing in any other horror you know, thing. So it's very interesting. You know, I hope we get a sequel for this. If not, I'll probably just read the manga. I'll wait a little bit and then I'll just read the manga. So yeah, then we have Yofukashi no Uta. Yes, again, another show that I haven't really put it on my list, but I can agree with it being here, because it is such a good show. You know, like the main characters are so good. I really like the main characters and all of them. The animation is pretty damn good as well. And I've heard that the manga has ended, and from what I've watched in the anime seemed also having a really good story. You know, the story that it was building up was very good. And I do know we're getting a season 2. I'm very much excited for that. You know, so yeah, I can see this being here as well. I can. These are the ones that I can. You know, here's the thing. There's a few I 100% agree with. For example, Free Ren. You know, here. And then there's a few which I'm like, I wouldn't really put it on my list, but I can agree with it being in the top list. That type of thing. So these are those ones like Meluko, Licorice, and then like Yofukashi no Uta. These are those that I wouldn't put it on my list, but I can agree and I can see it being in the top list. While Free Rent is the one where I'm like, I haven't put it on my list, but I would put if I can. You know, just because I didn't have enough space, I couldn't put it. That kind of thing. So Free Rent is one of those. So that's what it is. Bocchi the Rock, I would put it if I can. You know, that kind of thing. I really love Bocchi the Rock myself. You know, I've said this before. I like the type of humor Bocchi the Rock has, and yeah, it's fun for me. You know, and I really loved it. And oh my god, this another thing I forgot to mention. Bocchi the Rock has, which I've not found in any anime. The voice acting of the main character, Bocchi's voice acting is beautiful. I absolutely love her voice acting and the way it has so much like charm to it. Yeah, the way she speaks in like such a self-deprecating way, and the way it is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best voice actings I've heard. So that's also something that makes me love this show so much. Yeah, so there you go. That's that. Then we have Kobayashi, this Dragon Maid. Yeah, again, this falls in these categories, I guess. Is no, you know what? No, it's I wouldn't really put it in my list either. But it's an okay type show. I like it. It's fine. It's like a slice of life type show. So just because of that, yeah. But I wouldn't really put it on my top list. It's still fun though. It's like that type of show. So yeah, I can see when you said you like slice of life type of shows, stress free shows. I can see the pattern here. Bocchi, Yofukashi, Kobayashi. Yeah. Okay, what is this? Is this that one that I read? Where is it? Demon Girl Next Door. I've not heard of this. What is this? You know what? Let me check. Demon Girl Next Door. Oh, this one. Oh, Machikato Mazuko. Oh, I see. I haven't watched it though. Okay, I have heard about this, I haven't watched it myself though. Okay, let me read the synopsis. After a strange dream of a mysterious ancestor, high school student Yuko Yoshida wakes to see that she has grown demonic on that day. Dazed and confused, her mother reveals to her a dark family secret. Her family is descended from a dark clan that was banished to live powerless and destitute by their mortal enemies. Magical girl of the light clan, yeah? The only way to live the ancestral curse is for Yuko to find a magical girl, murder her, and splatter her blood all over her ancestral demon statue. Wow, that took a turn. Fortunately for Shadow Mistress Yuko, a magical girl saves her from being run over by an oncoming truck. Unfortunately, Momo Shioda happens to be Yuko's classmate at Sakuragaoka High School and is much stronger than her in both strength and endurance. Taking pity on her wimpy assailant, magical girl agrees to train Yuko to help her unlock her dormant powers. Now Yuko must rise up and defeat her generous frenemy to save her family from terrible grip of poverty. Wait, what? So this girl decides to, the magical girl decides to train her so that she can kill her. Okay, you know what? Yeah, it seems like a funny type of show, like a slice of life stress-free type show. I haven't watched it myself though. Okay, right. So I cannot really speak much about it. Then we have, what is this? Umamusume, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I'm guessing the anime because Umamusume is actually a gacha game, isn't it? I'm guessing you're talking about the anime here. Again, I cannot really speak much about it. I have no idea. I haven't watched it or played the gacha game, so all I know is that it's just horse girls racing. I think that's all. That's all I know about this. So I cannot really speak much. And then we have this one. What's it called? The princess in the castle or something. Forgot the name. Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. Yeah, I actually watched it myself, but I don't really remember much about it. But it's a like a it's a like a, as you said, stress-free slice of lifey type of show. Again, I wouldn't really put it in my list, but it's a good show. Then we have Parallel World Rhapsody. Yeah, Death March. I I I don't. I did I watch it? I don't even remember. But yeah, it's like I wouldn't put it here. Yeah, it is stress free though. I guess you could say it's a fun little show, but I wouldn't put it here. Then we have this one, the Otaku Elf or whatever it's called. Where is it? Otaku Elf. Yeah. Now, I actually haven't watched it. I have seen it. In the synopsis and all that. I do know what it is about, but I haven't actually watched it, so I cannot really say much about it. Again, it seems like one of as you said, the stress-free, slice of life type of show. So okay, then we have Isekai Oji-san. Actually, I really enjoyed Isekai Oji-san, and I do want to get for it to get a season 2 as well. It was quite good, so I can see it being here. I can agree with this. Isekai Oji-san. Then we have Mirrored Phantom. What was it called? Mirrored Colors Phantom World. Okay, this is a show that I watched back quite a while ago. And I don't really remember anything about it. That's the thing. However, I have heard that actually the light novel is actually quite good. But the anime, I think it doesn't really show much about it. It's just the first part, I'm assuming. But yeah, again, I wouldn't really put it here, but I can see this being here because a lot of people probably likes the light novel a lot. But purely based on anime, I wouldn't really put it here. Okay, next we have this one. Wait, what is this? Oh, this is the Undefeated Bahamut Chronicles. You know what? I need to check this. This is that, isn't it? Or no, maybe this is something else. What is this? Just a minute, guys. Let me just check. No, wait. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so you put them, like chronologically, like. Okay, you know what? Okay, so this is Undefeated Bahamut, I'm guessing. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you've put them like one after the other. I didn't realize it at the first. Okay. Right. So I don't know actually. I don't actually know much about this. What is this? Let me check. Undefeated Bahamut. Saijaku Muhai no Bahamut. What is this? Okay, I've never watched this. I haven't watched this. Lux, a former prince of an empire called Arcadia that was overthrown by a rebellion 5 years earlier, accidentally trespasses in a female dormitory's bathing. Oh my god, okay. Kills the kingdom's new princess, Lishtart naked, incurring her wrath. Lishtart and drags Lux to a drag ride duel. Drag rides are ancient armored mechanical weapons that have been excavated from the ruins. Lux used to be called strongest drag knight, but now he's known as undefeated weakest drag knight because he will absolutely not attack in battle. After his duel, Lux ends up attending female only academy that trains royals to drag knight. This is so tropey. I could see at least 4 to 5 tropes in this synopsis. First, going to the female bath area. Second, gets dragged into a duel. Third, being the weakest. And fourth, ending up attending an all-female school. These are the 4 tropes that I could find in the synopsis in itself. That's probably why I didn't watch it. Okay, I have no idea what to say about this. I haven't watched it myself, so I have no idea. But yeah, I probably wouldn't put it in my list. Okay, then we have the what's it called? The Dungeon of Black Company. Yeah, you know what? This is quite good. I enjoyed it myself. The anime I watched it. You know, it's an interesting one. Um, and I could see this being here. You know, even though I personally wouldn't really put it, but it's still a good show. For me, it was like a above average type of show. You know. Okay, is this Overlord? I think so. Yeah, Overlord. You know what? Yeah, I can agree with Overlord being here. Overlord is really good. You know, and I can see it being here. So agree, 100%. Yes. Then we have Cautious Hero, I think. Yeah. Yes. Okay, Cautious Hero is, I don't know what's about this show, but people don't talk about it. You know, I personally enjoyed Hero so much that I was like, I need a season 2 as soon as possible. We still haven't gotten it. I hope we get it in the future. But you know, I don't really see people talking about it. You know, like I just don't understand why. But for me, Cautious Hero is definitely. You know what? I 100% agree with this being here. Because Cautious Hero is, again, you know, it's a comedy like isekai type of show. It is an isekai, isn't it? Or it's an isekai, isn't it? Wait a minute, I'm forgetting. I think so. Yeah, because you know, Restarte summons him. Yeah, it is an isekai show, I think. I've completely forgotten if it was an isekai or if it just was a fantasy show. Anyways, but yeah, I really loved it. You know, it has comedy parts and it has a very interesting plot twist at the middle. No, at the almost at the end of it, and you know, it was just so good. So I would love to see a sequel. Hopefully, we get a sequel. But for now, there's no, you know. But yeah, I agree with this being here. Then we have Non Non Beauty. Now, Non Non Beauty, even though I myself haven't watched it, I've seen a few of the clips here and there. I feel like this is the type of show that I would enjoy, definitely. I mean, it's that chill type of show where you know you're just hanging around and oh my god, there's one character here. I think her name is Renge or something like that. She has so many clips on the internet of her being absolutely crazy. You know, I remember there's like a whole ass meme about her like blowing like a flute or something recorder. You know, and she has like a whole song as well, like she calls like Nyampasu or something. She's so much popular, you know. Even though I myself haven't watched it, I've seen a lot of her clips, and it's so funny and entertaining. You know, I maybe someday I'll watch Non Non Beauty, but you know, it's just one of those very chill type of shows. And even though I myself haven't watched it, I can see it being here. You know, it's just one of those type of shows, and yeah, I can see it being here. Okay, the novel next is Kino's Journey. Okay, Kino's Journey. I have watched the anime, I haven't really read the novel, but the anime itself was so good, I could just imagine how good the novel could be. So I can agree with Kino's Journey being over here. I can agree 100%. And then we have Mushoku Tensei, yeah, I think. Yep. Again, 100% agree. I had Mushoku Tensei in my list as well. Yeah, so there you go. And I talked about this before, so you know, yeah, so now next is Eminence in Shadow. Now, is this a novel? So Eminence in Shadow has a novel as well. I don't know. I just thought that it had a like the source material was a manga or something. The source material is a manga, so I'm assuming that it also has a novel. Okay, I wasn't aware of that though. Anyways, I can agree Eminence in Shadow being here. You know, the thing that makes Eminence in Shadow good is the fact that it's not good. You know, it knows how overplayed this whole trope of getting isekai is, and the author was like, let me make it so trashy that it actually is good. You know, and that is what makes it good. You know, I feel like if you take out those tropes from Eminence in Shadow and try to make it like a normal isekai show, it would flop hard. You know, but the fact that it knows what it is and it overplays it so much that it becomes entertaining. You know, and the self-aware part of it makes it so much better. So you know, in that sense, Eminence in Shadow is quite good. You know, I really enjoyed the fact that it has so many tropes, so many like overplayed, you know, like cliches. That's what makes it good. And you know, yeah, I can agree. And then we have game Pokemon Black version 2 and Pokemon X. I haven't played Pokemon games, not really saying much about it. But yeah, you know, that was, and like I said, again, it's a very interesting list, I would say. overall, there are a few shows here, like quite a few underrated shows that actually I'm like, damn, I'm glad that you included these. For example, Likoriko, Meluko, Yofukashi no Uta, then Cautious Hero, Hino's Journey. These are the ones that I'm like, I barely see people talk about it, or people don't really have these in the top lists, but these are actually so good. So I'm like, nice that you included these here, and I'm glad that you enjoy these shows, and like these are like the top shows for you, because I could definitely see these being like someone's favorite, because I myself am very much like fond of these. This is another thing I feel like in my head. There's some shows that I am like absolutely die-hard fan of. For example, Monogatari, and then we have Vinland Saga and all that. I'm like die-hard fans of this. And then there's a few other shows which I'm quite fond of in a different way. These are the shows that I'm fond of. It's not really top tier show material for me, but it is something that I personally enjoy. These shows that I like listed here. But if I have to rank you, I would probably have to rank you lower, even though there's quite a few shows here that I myself am fond of. Because, yeah, like I would have to put the other ones that are on the top of my list at least, like those will be like on a higher ranking. But these are a few shows that I'm personally fond of. But I'm glad that this is your list, because like I said, there's so many shows here that I'm personally fond of, but I would never have expected to see in someone's top list. So I'm just glad that someone has these in their top list. So there you go. So for now, I'll put you, unfortunately, at the bottom for now, 6th. But who knows? Maybe someone else will go down. We'll see. Lynn. Okay. All right. Next, I think I'll be able to do one more after this. This one, I'm going to end it here. After doing this one, I'll end it. End this video at least. So, number 1, Meluko Glazer. Right. Let me read this. Well, here comes my submission. Really love slice of life action in general, and action in general. I enjoy both simple and deep stories. Okay. Gacha games, Fate Grand Order, Princess Connect Redive, and Blue Archive. Visual novels, Masakai no Yoru and Katawa Shoujo. Oh, okay, interesting. Video games, Dishonored. Oh, alright. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, yes. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, yes. Halo 2, okay. Red Dead Redemption, okay. Manga, Kobayashi-san no Maid Dragon. Aren-san wa Hakarenai. Oh, okay, I wasn't expecting this. Okay, Hinamatsuri, okay, another interesting one I wasn't expecting. Goblin Slayer Side Story, Year 1 of Shadows and the Shadows House. Okay. Anime, Gintama, yes. Nichijou, Durarara, okay. Plastic Memories, okay. Grand Blue, working. Oh my god, yo. Fate Zero, okay. Mitsubishi Colors and Hyoka. Wow, another very interesting list here. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Wow, so many. Like I said, there are so many lists, like animes here and there that I can find, which I'm quite fond of myself, but I never expected to be in someone's top list. So I'm very much intrigued to see these being in someone's top list. All right, let's do this. First one, Fate Grand Order. Yeah, I've spoke about this multiple times. I mean, yeah, Fate Grand Order definitely deserves to be here. I agree. Then we have Princess Connect Redive. I haven't really played it. I did play it a little bit when it came out, and I didn't play it because I didn't have enough time. But for me, at least, the little part that I played at the beginning, it really reminded me of like a fantasy type slice of life type of show, with like that kind of thing. So I would say that I couldn't really say much because I haven't really played it, and I didn't really watch the anime either. So yeah, but I have heard it has quite a huge fan base. I do know that the English server has gone down. I think the JP server is still on as far as I can remember. I remember this being like a huge thing when it was revealed that the English like the English server is going to go down. Everyone's like, what the hell, damn, like like everyone was sad. I remember that in social media. But yeah, okay, I personally really wouldn't put it here, even though probably because I haven't really watched it or read it. Not read, sorry, played it. But yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't really put it on here myself. Next is Blue Archive. I mean, myself is quite new to Blue Archive, but then again, I've said this before in one of the previous posts as well. I've said this. Blue Archive is probably one of those exceptional shows where every single person I've talked about has praised it. This has never happened to me ever before. Every single person I talk about a certain show, there's at least 2 or 3 people who are like, oh, it's okay, or no, I'm not really a big fan of it. Yeah, that kind of thing. Like there's always like 70% positive and like less, the rest of the 30% is like mixed reviews. Blue Archive is probably one of the exceptions where every single person I've talked about Blue Archive who have played it, every single person has praised it, and in a very huge way they've praised it. They're like, oh, this is amazing, like this. So for now, like the positive ratings for like Blue Archive compared to any other show or anime or gacha game that I've played is quite exceptional, because it has 100% positive rating from, in my head at least, every single person I've talked. So since I'm playing the game now, I'm curious as to why people praise it so much. I probably still haven't reached that part because I'm barely started it, but I'm looking forward to whenever that's going to happen. And then the next one is, what is this? Wait, what is this? Oh, Katawa Shoujo. Okay, for a moment I couldn't recognize this. Yeah, Katawa Shoujo. Okay, visual novel Katawa Shoujo. Now, Katawa Shoujo is a novel that I would say is quite popular, and it's one of those novels I feel like a lot of people got introduced to before they started playing visual novels. It's one of those novels. Like, I remember seeing Katawa Shoujo recommended to me as well. However, I'm probably one of the exceptions who didn't really start my visual novel journey reading Katawa Shoujo. I started my visual novel journey reading The Devil on the G String. And I then remember reading Fate, and then I think I read Katawa Shoujo. Something like that happened. So most people I've talked to, they got introduced to visual novels by reading Katawa Shoujo. I'm probably an exception, but Katawa Shoujo is actually quite good. It's definitely quite good. It is like, let me just give you the basic premise of it. It's basically a character enrolls in a school where there's a lot of kids who have like certain like problems, like disabilities. For example, some like one girl doesn't have legs. They use like I wouldn't call it a prosthetic, but like something like that. It's not really a prosthetic. It's like a I don't really remember that much, but it had like a and then there's one person who was blind. There's one person who couldn't speak, I think, who was mute, as far as I can remember. It's been so long I cannot remember properly. There's another character who didn't have hands. Yeah, and who there were a few other characters, I think. And I remember the main character, the person who I am playing as, the main protagonist, he had a heart disease, as far as I can remember. Something like that. Like a very like a very bad type of heart disease. So it's a story about that, and like you are in this place and you have to interact with these characters, and each character has like their own problems and stuff. It's very interesting, and like each girl has like their own ending. So yeah, I could see why a lot of people really got introduced, because it's not really like the Japanese type. It is more like a Western type style it had to it. So a lot of people got introduced to visual novels by reading this, and then they branched off to visual novels. For me it was a bit different because I played it like this was my third visual novel that I played or something like that. But I can see it being here, so there you go. Then we have Mahoyo or Mahousukai no Yoru. Yeah, I have it on my list as well. I loved Mahoyo. It's still one it's one of my favorite novels for now. And yes, I can definitely agree to it, this being here. 100% agree. Then in video games we have Dishonored. Wow, I wasn't expecting to see. I can expect to see. Could have expected to see Dishonored here, because Dishonored, it obviously the gameplay and everything is okay. It was quite fun for me. Uh, it has also quite a good story as far as I can remember, and I can see Dishonored being here. So I wouldn't really put it on my list though, but it's okay. Then we have Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Yes, definitely agree with this. If I had more like slot that I could put games in my list, I would have definitely put San Andreas in there, because San Andreas, I said this in this video only, it is a good chunk of my like childhood. Like I said, I have completed San Andreas at least 3 times, probably more than that. I don't know. I remember every day coming back from school and playing San Andreas. Can you just imagine that every day for 2 to 3 years, coming back and playing San Andreas? Like I wouldn't call it everyday San Andreas. I would say San Andreas and Vice City. I used to rotate like that. Oh my god. I don't know what I like. I don't know what I enjoy. Why I enjoyed playing it so much, but I just played it every day. Absolutely insane. And probably because I was so young back then that when you're younger you cannot really, you play video games but you cannot play it as good as you can now. So it probably took me a long time to complete it as well. So because of that. But anyways, so yeah, San Andreas, I can agree. Skyrim, another very big part of my, I wouldn't call it my childhood, but Skyrim was like a huge part of my lifestyle for at least 4 to 5 months. I remember playing Skyrim every day. You know what the funny thing about Skyrim is? I didn't really like RPG games back then. I was a person who only played like action type games, like like fighting, like action, like Spider-Man, like shooting games like Max Payne, like the other stuff. Back in the days, I remember I used to play Project IGI, Max Payne, a few others. I don't really remember the names of them, but all these games. And then I was introduced to Skyrim, and I'm like, okay, let me give it a try. I tried it, and I couldn't understand what the hell is going on, and I dropped it. And then after one more year, I think I was like, oh, I was like bored or something, and I didn't have any games to play, and I was like, wait, I had Skyrim, I dropped it. Let me try it again. I tried Skyrim, I kept going, and I was hooked. I was so hooked. I played Skyrim for at least 5 to 6 months every single day. Oh my god. I remember completing the whole thing and going above and beyond Skyrim. So, yeah, I can agree to Skyrim being here as well. I can 100% agree to it being here. Again, it has been a huge part of my life, Skyrim. And yeah, so there you go. That's Skyrim for me. Halo 2, again, I haven't played Halo, so wait, is this 2 or 3? 2, I think. So I cannot really say much about it. Red Dead Redemption, okay, I haven't played Red Dead Redemption because I don't have consoles. I don't have consoles. I have been able to play Red Dead Redemption 2 only because it's on PC. So wait. Is Red Dead Redemption? I don't think we still have a PC port to Red Dead Redemption, do we? Let me check. Wait a minute. Is it? No, it's not here still, I think. Yeah, like I guess you can use emulators and stuff, but I just don't want to play using emulators. That's why. Oh my god, I don't think yeah, like it's not here. Yeah, you know what? I just had to check because who knows? Sometimes we get like sudden PC ports here and there. So maybe it was that I didn't hear of it, but no, it's still not here. So okay, yeah, that's why I'm saying, like I always wanted to play Red Dead Redemption, but I could never because it's just in consoles all the time, and I don't have consoles. So when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, I played it, and it is my top game. Red Dead Redemption 2, I have it on my list. It's my top game. But I cannot really say much about Red Dead Redemption because I haven't played it. But if it's anything close to Red Dead Redemption 2, I could 100% agree to it being here. So there you go. Yeah. Next is, what is this? Kobayashi, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Kobayashi manga. So manga, again, I haven't really read the manga. I've only watched the anime, and I wouldn't really put it on my list. But okay, I can see it. Here. And there's another person who put Kobayashi there. So right. Next we have Aharen-san, and again this is manga, I'm assuming, yeah, because the anime has only one season. So I can see, I don't know about the manga. I haven't really read the manga, but Aharen-san was quite a cute show. Yeah, I liked it. I wouldn't really put it on my top list, but it was okay. And then we have Hinamatsuri. Now Hinamatsuri, I can 100% agree to Hinamatsuri being here. Hinamatsuri was special. I remember Hinamatsuri, obviously it has its own like the whole comedy portion, but it has some really emotionally charged portion as well, which I was like, damn, I wasn't expecting this in a comedy type show. So overall, I would say that, yeah, even though I don't have it on my list, I could agree to Hinamatsuri being in someone else's top list. So 100%. Again, this is one of the examples of the show that I'm quite fond of, but I don't have it on my list. So there you go. And I'm guessing this is the manga, isn't it? No, wait. Aharen-san, yeah, manga. I cannot really say much about the manga, but the anime that I've watched, I was like, yeah, this is really nice. And then we have Goblin Slayer Slide Story, Year 1 and Shadow's House. I have no idea what that is about. I have watched Goblin Slayer, obviously, but I have no idea about what this side story manga is about. So I cannot say much about it. Okay, next we are going to oh no, there's another one, Shadow's House. Yeah, okay, you know what? Shadow's House is another example of a show I'm extremely fond of. I don't have it on my list, but I'm extremely fond of Shadow's House. And seeing it here, here's the manga over here. Yeah, again, I 100% agree with it. Nice. Okay, then we have, I think then we're moving on to anime. Yes, Gintama. Yeah, I have it on my list. Definitely agree, 100%. Yes, it definitely deserves to be here. Then we have Nichijo. This is Nichijo, isn't it? Yeah. Again, I talked about it as well. Nichijo, in this video only, I talked about it. Yeah, 100% agree. Nichijo being here, and it's just one of those shows, that a lot of people might not get or might not be fond of, but I myself was a big fan of the comedy and the just like crazy, nonsensical, like comedy. Made no sense sometimes, but then also it has a very good story. Like, not a very good story, I would say, but it has a decent enough story that is integrated to the comedy, like, which is quite rare in most comedy shows, because most comedy shows that focuses truly on comedy doesn't really have a story. It's just comedy. But yeah, then we have Ghost Sick, I think, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't watched Ghost Sick, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it, so I cannot really say much. But yeah, then we have Durarara. I think I put one extra ra there, but whatever. Durarara. Okay. Now Durarara, I haven't watched it. Have heard a lot of good things about it. Maybe someday I'll react to it, but for now I haven't watched it. And but you know what? I think I would agree this being here, even though I haven't watched it. Probably because I've watched Bakano, same author. I can expect what type of story he would write, and Bakano is like one of my top shows. Even though I don't really remember much of it, I absolutely love Bakano. So the same author, I can imagine what type of story it can be, even though I haven't watched it. So I can see it being here. So I can agree with Durara, even though I haven't watched it myself. So yeah. And then we have Plastic Memories. Yeah, Plastic Memories, interesting. I don't really see people talk about Plastic Memories. Whenever people talk about like sad shows and emotional shows, they talk about Clannad, Anohana, or Your Lie in April. These are the few ones that people talk about whenever it's sadness and stuff. Plastic Memories also, a few people have mentioned it, but most people don't really mention it, probably because they haven't watched it. But yeah, Plastic Memories is on the same league as the others, like the Anohana and all of them. It's as sad as that. It's absolutely devastating. It makes you bawl out your eyes. So yeah, I don't have it on my list, but okay. Then we have Grand Blue. Wait, anime? Yes, Grand Blue. Yeah, you know what? Fine. I can see Grand Blue being here. It is absolutely insane. Insane comedy. Just craziness happening every single episode. And it is such, the humor is, I don't know, like what can I say? It's staged so much towards boys being boys kind of thing. So maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much. And it's just plain craziness, like that kind of thing. And I don't know, man. It's just, yeah, it's really good. I love it. So yeah, I can see Grand Blue being here as well. Next is Working. Wow, I never hear people talking about Working. Working is an example of one of those shows, like I said, that I'm very fond of, but I haven't put it on my list. So I'm actually glad someone has it on his top list, if you know what I mean. If it makes sense. Like, I haven't put it on my list because I have a lot of other shows to put in, but I'm so fond of this show that seeing it in someone else's top list, I'm actually happy. That kind of feeling. So Working is one of them. I think it has 3 seasons or something, and I really enjoyed it absolutely from the top to the bottom. The comedy I also remember was quite underrated. It has a very good comedy as well. I wouldn't call it like Grand Blue or Konosuba level comedy, like you're laughing out loud kind of comedy, but it has a very nice comedy which kind of tickles you here and there now and then, that kind of thing. And it has a very good story as well. It's quite entertaining. So I'm actually glad seeing someone has this in the top list. So there you go. Next we have Fate Zero, I think. Yeah, yep. Now Fate Zero. Yeah, you know what yeah, okay. I like Fate Zero. Obviously, I really like Fate Zero. But then again, I feel like if I had to rank all the Fate series, I probably wouldn't put Fate Zero at the top. But I do know a few people. There's this is the thing. There's a division between Fate fans. I know there's one group of Fate fans who are extremely fond of Fate Zero, and then they don't like the others. That type of fans. And then we have the other fans who love Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade vs Heaven's Field, and they are not that keen on Fate Zero. That type of thing. I wouldn't put myself on either of those group, but I probably would rank the other Fates higher than Fate Zero. But Fate Zero definitely has a very interesting and a very like a different type of like a vibe to it, like a more dark type of vibe, like a very like a story driven type of style to it. I do know Fate Zero is written by, let me check, I'm just going to double check before mentioning anything. Yeah, okay. Gen Urobuchi, who's also author of Madoka Magica. Yeah, so I can see the same vibe. I can see the same vibe to it. It has that vibe to it. You know, um, but I would say that it's probably Fate Zero is probably like an 8 out of 10 for me. Even though the other Fate franchise, like it says, the roots, are probably like an 8.5 to me. Fate Zero is like an 8 to me. It's really good, but I there's some portions I absolutely loved in Fate Zero. For example, the middle portion of Iskander, talking to Arthur about what it is to be a king, what a king is, and obviously the final part of Kirisugu and Kire fighting and all that. Those parts were absolutely fantastic. But then again, there's a few parts that I'm like, okay, that kind of thing. So it's like a mixed bag for me. So but obviously I can definitely see Fate Zero being here at the top for someone else. So I can agree with this. Next we have, and this is I think Mitsubishi Colors. I actually heard about this, but I haven't seen it. What is this? Let me check. Mitsubishi colors. Mm, let me read the synopsis here. Um, Residing within Tokyo's district of Ueno are the colors. What? Three individuals who protect the city by performing good deeds and aiding their community. But the veil is they pretend to be city's defenders. Ah, okay. In reality, the colors are just three young girls, the shy Yu Yakamatsu, noisy Sachan, and video game loving Kotoa. Oh, I think I've seen a few clips of this on the internet, who spend their time making believe and exploring the city. The colors activities are facilitated by the grandfatherly Daigoro Pops, Kuji Aoka, who uses the store's inventory of knickknacks to entertain their ambitious trio. Not everyone is a fan of the colors though. The local policeman Saito just wants to deal with his regular duties, but he often finds himself the target of the colors' attention. I think we made the villain in most of their fantasy. But despite his personal feelings, Saito always finds the time to go along with the three girls' games. Even though the colors do not actually defend Ueno, they definitely help brighten everyone's day. Okay, I can see. Okay, I see. This is like a slice of life type show. Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched it myself, so I cannot really say. But interesting. Okay. Next is Hyoka. It's Hyoka, isn't it? Yeah. Now, yeah, I can definitely agree Hyoka being here. I don't have it on my list though, but I remember watching Hyoka back when it came out. Obviously, KyoAni, isn't it? Hyoka is done by. Like, you can just see when it came out and you can see the animation. I feel like Hyoka's animation can beat so many modern day animes as well. It is so breathtakingly beautiful, absolutely insane, like beautifully made character designs, and just it's a visual treat as far as I can remember. And it came so long ago, and there are still so many animes that like fail in comparison to Hyoka's like animation back then. KyoAni is a different beast completely. KyoAni, isn't it? You know what? I'm just going to double check. I'm pretty sure it's KyoAni. Um, I'm just going to check here. Mm, just a minute. Oh my god. Uh, Bro, yeah, Kyoto Animation. Yeah, KyoAni. There you go. That's correct. Yeah, so that's just the visual aspect of it and everything. The story was also very good. It's like a I wouldn't call it a detective show, but it's like a mystery type of show. With main character is very intelligent and all that. It was very good. Back when it aired, I watched it. Not when it aired, but when I was watching anime for the first time. So yeah, Yoka, I can definitely agree to it being here. So yeah, there you go. Now this list is a solid list. It has a few that I really enjoy and I would put on my top list, and then a few that I haven't really watched or haven't really seen that much. So it's like a mixed bag for me. You know, Overall, it's a balanced list. You have animes, gacha games, visual novels, video games, manga, everything you have. So I would probably put you. Wait a minute. Let me go up a little bit. Okay, this is going to be tough. I'm trying to think. You'll either be fourth or fifth for now. You'll either be above. I'm trying to see if you will be above FuzenKazura or you'll be below. I'm trying to figure that out. Wait a minute. Let me go down again. Oh my god, this is a tough decision. Mm, damn it. Okay, you know what? One, two, three. One, two, three. Okay, you're above FuzenKazura. I'm just gonna call you Meluko. Meluko. You are above FuzenKazura, so you're number 4 for now. Okay, and there you go. That is for today. I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to just mention the ranking for now. Number 1 is Zenon, number 2 is Wenli, number 3 is Attila, number 4 is Meluko, number 1 Meluko Glazer, number 5 is FuzenKazura, number 6 is Marihiro, and number 7 is Lin. So for now, that is the ranking. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, yeah, a few more left, which I will be continuing in the next video. How many people are left? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 more left. And yeah, I'm going to continue in the next video. It will probably be 4 more. This person, then we'll have this person, I think Shrutin this is, yeah. Then we have Yu, and then we have Hikaru. This will probably be my next video. And then the final video, there's 3 more left. I'll do that. So there you go, guys. That was it. That was today's video, the second part of this. My throat is hurting. I'm speaking so much. Okay, I'll end it here. Thank you guys for watching. This was part 2 of the 5x5 grid, community event video thing that I'm doing. Video 3 will come out. Wait a minute, let me think. It'll probably be a while I'll be able to put out video 3. Not a while in that sense, but today is Friday. I won't be able to put Saturday, Sunday, Monday, probably Tuesday. So 4 more days after, like 3 or 4 more days after, I'll be able to put, during like Tuesday, that time I'll have like an empty schedule, so I'll be able to put another video then, because this takes a long time to record and edit. Not edit, but render. Editing is not a problem because I barely edit stuff. So yeah, but so a few more days after this, 4 or 5 days after, this video 3 will probably come out. So that is it, guys. I'll end it here. So I'll see you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, and comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys again when I bring out the next video, a few more days after this. So yeah, until then, goodbye and have a nice day.